The docking bays of Station Solace were never quiet. The hum of engines, the clang of tools, the distant arguments of crews trying to offload cargo before inspections. It was all part of the background noise that made life feel alive in the void. For Jace Marrow it was home. He wasn't a soldier, not anymore. He was a mechanic, grease-stained coveralls rolled up to his elbows, and hands that carried the wear of 1,000 ships. He liked it that way, simple jobs, simple pay, no questions asked. At least, until the day a little alien girl wandered into his workshop holding a broken toy robot. The beginning. She couldn't have been more than 10, her skin a pale lavender, with faint lines of bioluminescence that pulsed like fireflies when she grew excited. Her eyes, large, reflective silver pools, stared at him with shy determination. "Sir," she said, holding up the battered toy, its arms dangling, one eye flickering. "Can you fix Tico? Please?" Jace smiled despite himself. "Well, now that depends. Tico looks like he's seen better days." He crouched down, taking the robot gently. It was old, an outdated model used as a children's companion, meant to dance, talk, and project simple holograms. The girl wrung her hands nervously. "Mama says it's junk. But Tico, he was Papa's gift before the war." The word hit Jace like a wrench to the chest. The echoes of battles he tried to bury came rushing back. He forced a calm smile. "Well, lucky for Tico, fixing junk is what I do best. Sit tight, kid." She sat cross-legged on the floor, watching intently as Jace opened his toolkit. As he soldered connections and replaced wiring, she peppered him with questions. Why tools sparked, why the robot's circuits hummed, why humans had shorter ears than her people. Her innocent curiosity warmed something in Jace he thought long dead. By the time Tico's eyes glowed steadily again and the little machine wobbled upright, the girl gasped, clapping her hands. "Tico! You're alive!" she cried, hugging the toy. Jace chuckled. "Good as new." That was when the shadows fell over him. The middle. The workshop door hissed open, and in walked a figure who instantly silenced every sound in the bay. Admiral Archen Carthes, decorated officer of the Galactic Concorde. His silver-trimmed navy uniform pressed to perfection, boots shining. His presence was sharp, commanding, like the void itself bent to make way for him. "Lyra," the Admiral said, his voice both stern and protective. The little girl jumped, clutching her toy. "I told you not to wander." "Sorry, Uncle," she murmured. Jace froze. Uncle. This wasn't just some kid. She was family to one of the most powerful men in the Concorde fleet. He cleared his throat, ready to make himself scarce. But the Admiral's gaze dropped to Jace's forearm as he wiped his hands with a rag. His eyes narrowed. There, half hidden beneath oil stains and faded scars, was a tattoo, a stylized falcon diving through a burning sun. The Falcon Unit emblem. The Admiral stiffened. "Where did you get that mark?" Jace instinctively pulled his sleeve down, jaw tight. "Old days. Doesn't matter anymore." Carthes's voice sharpened. "That emblem belonged to Black Ops operatives who went missing in the siege of Theron. Ghost soldiers wiped from the records. I fought beside some of them." His eyes narrowed further. "You're one of them." Lyra looked between them, confused. "Uncle, what's Falcon Unit?" Carthes didn't answer her. He stepped closer to Jace, his posture radiating command. "Name. Rank." Jace shook his head. "That life is over. I'm just a mechanic now." But Carthes wasn't buying it. Falcon Unit operatives don't just disappear into grease pits. If you're alive, you're hiding. "Why?" The girl hugged her toy robot, eyes wide. "Uncle, he fixed Tico, he's good." Carthes glanced at her, then back at Jace. His expression softened only slightly, as though torn between duty and respect for his niece's trust. Finally he said, "Station Solace is being monitored. If the wrong eyes see that tattoo, you'll be hunted, not just by enemies, but by allies who fear what Falcon Unit knew." Jace felt his chest tighten. He had spent years trying to escape the ghosts of Falcon Unit, the secret missions, the betrayals, the last stand on Theron where his squad had been abandoned. He thought anonymity would save him. But now the past had found him. Rising conflict. That night, Jace sat alone in his bunk, staring at the emblem on his arm. The memories clawed back. The mission files marked black, the orders that made no sense, the ambush that killed nearly everyone. He had been the only survivor, dragged half-dead onto a refugee freighter. He never reported back. He never wanted to. But Admiral Carthes wasn't the type to let things go. The next day, Jace's workshop was visited by uniformed officers. They searched his tools, questioned his background. Carthes himself returned, this time without Lyra. His tone low and urgent. "Falcon Unit carried intelligence that could unravel the Concord if exposed," he said. "The war may be over, but enemies still want those secrets. If you survived, you're carrying them, whether you know it or not." Jace set his wrench down with a clang. "I didn't ask to carry anything. My only mission now is fixing broken things." Carthes leaned in. "You can't run from what you are. When I saw you with my niece, I realized she was safe because of you. That same instinct you used to save her toy. You used to save soldiers once." His eyes bore into Jace's. "I need you again." Jace scoffed. "I'm not your soldier." But fate didn't wait for him to decide. That night, alarms blared through Station Solace. Enemy raiders, the last remnants of a warlord faction, struck, targeting the section housing diplomatic families. Lyra was among them. The turning point. Jace didn't think. He grabbed his old shock pistol from the bottom drawer, the one relic he'd sworn never to touch again, and ran toward the chaos. The station shook as explosions rippled through the corridors. Smoke choked the air. He followed the screams until he saw them. Pirates forcing civilians into a shuttle bay, Lyra among the captives, clutching Tycho tightly. Without hesitation, Jace slipped into the shadows. His old training kicked in like it had never left. He moved silently, disabling 2 raiders with swift blows, using pipes and wiring as cover. The emblem on his arm burned, not with shame but purpose. When he reached Lyra, her eyes lit up. "You came. Always," Jace muttered, blasting the raider who held her. He scooped her up, shielding her as more enemies poured in. And then Carthes arrived, flanked by Concord Marines, his voice thundering commands. His gaze locked on Jace as they fought back to back, covering each other with seamless precision. For a moment, it was as if Falcon Unit had never fallen. Climax. The raiders were ruthless, but Jace was sharper. He anticipated their moves, using the station's environment to his advantage. Sealing doors, redirecting vents, overloading panels to create traps. At the heart of the battle, their leader emerged, a scarred warlord who sneered at Jace's tattoo. "Falcon trash. I thought your kind was extinct. Guess we're hard to kill," Jace growled, lunging into the fight. The duel was brutal, knife against shock baton, fists against armor. The warlord taunted him about Theron, about the betrayal that wiped out his squad. Rage threatened to consume Jace, but then he heard Lyra's cry, clutching her toy and watching. He remembered why he fought. Not for revenge. For the living,